Edward James Zakrzewski, born on January 31, 1965, Kalamazoo, Michigan, U.S., is the ninth person to be executed in Florida. On June 9, 1994, when U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Edward James Zakrzewski, then 29 years old, unalive his wife, son and daughter. When his wife, Sylvia, sought a divorce, Zakrzewski had seeked and battered his wife with a crowbar and matches and strong-led her. Zakrzewski also unalive his two children, Anna and Edward, by fatally beating and stabbing them with a matchet, with both children having defensive wounds found in the post-mortem examination. Zakrzewski fled to Hawaii, changed his name to Michael Green, and went on the run. For months later, the Zakrzewski family murders were publicized by American crime documentary series Unsolved Mysteries. A day after his case was publicized, he surrendered himself on October 15, 1994. On October 25, 1994, Zakrzewski was extradited from Hawaii to Florida to face charges for unalive his family. While he was pending trial for murder, Zakrzewski and another inmate attempted to escape from the Okaloosa County Jail in August 1995, but their attempt ultimately failed after the guards caught them trying to get through the fence. On March 19, 1996, before he could officially claim trial, Zakrzewski pleaded guilty to all 3 counts of unalive his wife and 2 children in the first degree. On March 31, 1996, the jury returned with their verdict on sentence, recommending the death penalty. Zakrzewski was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to death on April 19, 1996 by Okaloosa County Circuit Court Judge Ju Robert Barron. On June 12, 1998, the Florida Supreme Court dismissed Edward Zakrzewski's appeal and upheld all his 3 death sentences. On January 25, 1999, Zakrzewski's appeal was denied by the U.S. Supreme Court. On November 13, 2003, Zakrzewski's post-conviction appeal was rejected by the Florida Supreme Court. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals dismissed Zakrzewski's appeal on July 13, 2006. A second appeal to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals was rejected on July 9, 2009. On May 25, 2017, the Florida Supreme Court rejected Zakrzewski's appeal for resentencing. On September 20, 2018, the Florida Supreme Court dismissed another appeal from Zakrzewski. On July 1, 2025, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a death warrant for Edward Zakrzewski, scheduling his execution to be carried out on July 31, 2025, at the Florida State Prison. On July 22, 2025, the Florida Supreme Court denied Zakrzewski's appeal against his death sentences. On July 30, 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court denied Zakrzewski's final appeal for a stay of execution. After losing his final appeal, Zakrzewski was executed via lethal injection at 6:12 p.m. in Florida State Prison on July 31, 2025. I want to thank the good people of the Sunshine State for killing me in the most cold, calculated, clean, humane, efficient way possible. I have no complaint, Zakrzewski said after the curtain to the death chamber went up shortly after 6 p.m.